Good morning, Ravi.
Yeah, could you please open your activity guide and go through the topics in that and
Yeah,
walk through? Over
okay.
to you, Janardhan.
Yeah, thank you. Now I will explain about the managing journal. So from the activity guide, I will show the how to create the journals and how to create the template. So in practice lesson managing journal, so first you have to click on the consultation journals and the action group. How to create the group. So which is you have the groups. So I'm going to the navigation. So first of all, I have to go to the home page. Then click on the navigator. Under the dashboards, we have the journals. So in journals, we have to create the groups. So earlier I have created some parts, so that's why I'm deleting. So first of all, we have to create the groups. So I'm going to click on the actions and click on the groups. So in the groups, we have to create the groups. So then click on the groups icon and then click on the create, and now I'm giving the name as per the activity guide. So in the activity guide, they have given the name as blue sheet and yellow sheet for journals. So now I'm giving the name blue sheet. Blue sheet. So then click on save. It will save. And then now I'm creating the yellow sheet. And click on save. It will create the groups. So then I'm going to the activity guide. Then I have to change the period. If the any period is closer, you can open it. So to open the period, then go to the navigator. Under the application, we have the manage and periods. So in here we have the open and close periods. So if you want to open any periods, you can select this here and click on open. It will open. Likewise, we can open the period. So then after we have the create journals from a template. So first of all, we have to create the template. So then I am going to the journal template page and click on the navigator. Under the dashboards, we have the journals. Click on the template. So then we can create the journals. So earlier I have created, so I'm deleting that one. After that, you have to select the journal templates and you can create. So we have the two options to create. In the after refresh, or you can under the create, you can select any one to create the journal template. So like I am giving the as per the activity guide, the label is journal for expenses. Journal for expenses and journal type is regular. Data source is the journal input and template type is standard. So then you can create templates and click on the actions and pick the members. So in here we can select the total geography. So you can select the which you want to entity. You can here is the they given the they given the en01 underscore 05. So I am selecting en0 underscore 5. So now I am selecting the en0 and 5. After that you have to select the members which is the we have the account. In account they have selected 7,000. So you can search here for that 7,000. So I'm selecting the 7,000. Click on OK. So the store type is error level. So we don't have the data for the 7,000. So parallelly I am taking the another one. So now I'm selecting the this one. You can expand the which you want. You can expand this. So I'm expanding the traditional balance sheet and total assets and current assets. Then expand the account receivable, and I am selecting the deferred receivables. So then go to the intercompany. Intercompany is the no intercompany, and movement is no movement, and local gap or no product. Then we have the no movement and local gap, no product. Click on the no gap, and product is the no product. Then click OK. It will create it successfully. Then we have to enter the amount which is given in the activity guide. So then click on save and go to the next slide. Activity guide. Here is the we have to select the scenario and years and period. So I'm selecting the years and period. Close it. So actually is the scenario, year and period view. So these all are the activity guide. So after that we have to manage the journals. The journals we have to manage that. After that we create that from template. So now I am creating from the template. So click on the create from template and select the which is we have created the journal. So then click on apply. It will open and you can click on the create to another column. So the amount is 2707 on the left side and the right side. Two zero seven. Then click on save. It will create it successfully. Then click on close. So after that, next slide. The next slide we have the creating and running the journal report. So we can create the journal reports. Click on the navigator. Under the navigator, we have the under dashboards. We have reports card. In reports card, we have the journals report. Click on the journal reports and click on this create. So you have to select the group, which is we have created the journals group. So now I am selecting the yellow sheet group and run the report. It will download it in our local system. So likewise, we can generate the report. So then click on the next page. Now I will show how to running the consolidation. So first I have to enter the exchange rates in data card. So now I will show how to enter the exchange rates in the data card. Click on home page and then select the data card. and select the enter exchange rates single period. So now we can enter the exchange rates for the single period. So we have to select the scenario is the period, here is the January, year FY20, and scenario is actual. So I have selected the January and FY20 and actual. So earlier I have already selected these all the values in the single period. So now I'm selecting the save. Then click on the next page in the activity guide. So after entering all the data, we have enter the same data for the average rate also, and then click on the save and close. So in this practice 12.2, entering ownership percentage and recomputing ownership percentage. So it will taking some time to save the form. So it has saved successfully. Then close it. Then I'm going to activity guide. Then we have to go to the entering ownership percentage and recompute the ownership. So then go to the application and dimension tab entity. We have to enable the CE entity to ICP. So now I will show the process for the enabling of the ICP for the entity members. So then click on the navigator and under the create and manage, you have to select the dimensions card. So then we have to select the entity. Under the entity, we have the segments and we have the CE. So in CE, you have to edit the LE01 and select the attribute values, and you have to add the ICP intercompany. So earlier I have added it. So now I'm showing how to add it. So likewise, you can add it here. So then after you save it. Likewise, we will give the all the values like this in the entity member. So it will taking some time to save. Then after we have to go to the next slide. So after that we have to refresh the data for the effect of these changes in our application. Then first of all you have to go to the overview under the application and select the actions icon and select the refresh and create refresh data. Click on refresh. It will take some time to refresh the data. All the database it will refresh it. After that we have to select the consolidation tab and give we want to give the values like 180, 60 for these three entities. LE01 is the holding and remaining two is the subsidiary entity. So I have to select the account dimension which is I have created that was showing some entity. So like I am expanding the Then we have to delete because of it was manually I have created earlier for the practice purpose. So there is no data in these members. So likewise you can do it. Then after we have to go to the consolidation. Under the after consolidation we have to enter the application in the consolidation. So I'm selecting the consolidation and earlier I have given the entity and LE01 is the holding company and subsidiary is the LE02 and LE03 is the subsidiary 60%. So we have to recompute the ownership data after giving the values for the entity members. So after the refreshing the consolidation data and have the save and actions and recompute the data, and we have to go to the consolidation tab. In the consolidation tab we have to select the consolidation. So now I am showing how to consolidate and click on the consolidate process and click on the consolidate. After the selecting the consolidate, so I am selecting the configurable consolidation. So then after we have to select the all the rules, consolidation rules, and select the arrow button and have to select the deploy. Will taking some time. Meanwhile, I'm selecting next one, and after the done the consolidation part, we have to run the consolidation. For the consolidation, we have to select the data form, which is earlier you have done in the forms. So that is the data entry. In the data entry, you have to change the sum of the members. So it was completed. Then close it. Then click on the navigator and select the data card. In the data card, we have the data entry form, which is we have created earlier. So in here, you have to select the data entry. So select the data entry. Under the total input and adjusted, we have the data input option. Then click on OK. Then go to the activity guide. In this activity guide, we have the selected the data input and click on OK. And now go arrow. So after that, the enter the following data in the form. In the common stock and 4,000. So in the my application don't have the 4,000 data. So that's why I have selected another common stock and cash. So now I am selecting the deleting 30,000. Then click on save. You will save. Then click on save. So it has saved successfully. Then I'm going to the activity guide for the next process. So in the next process, we have to enter the data and save the, then we have to change the period Jan to February and click on go icon. So now I'm selecting the February. So then click on OK and click on go option. In here we have to give the values for the those two account members. So I'm selecting the account members. So now I'm giving the same values. Then click on save. After the entering the values, we have to save the form, and we have to go to the business rules card and consolidation. We have to select the launch card and total geography, actual and FY20 January. So I'm taking all these. First of all, I'm going to the navigator. Under the navigator, we have the rules card. Then select the card and you have to run the consolidation. So you can do the in the same in the data form also. So I will show the how to do the in the data card. Select the data card and click on actions and select the business rules card and click on the consolidate. Select the scenarios. So how to select the scenarios and select the members which is given in the number. So we have to select the total geography. So I'm selecting the total geography and click on OK. Then have to launch consolidation. After that, we have another process. So after the launching the consolidation, we have to recompute the ownership data in the consolidation card. So it was taking some time for the processing of the consolidation. The consolidation was run successfully. Then we have to go to the consolidation card. In the application, we have consolidation and go to the ownership management. So how to recompute the ownership data. So after that, we have the February and consultation form and form data form, data card. So you have to select the total data source. Okay, then go to the data card. Under the dashboards, we have the consolidated data form. Select the total consolidated data form and change the total data source. Currency input and entity, and then click and go. So likewise, we can create the all the source dimension in the data source. So how to select the period is the January. After the modification of the all the changes, we have get the data in the consolidation card. So likewise, we can run the consolidation. So after that, I'm going to the activity guide. So the data are seen in the data card. So likewise, you can see the all the data and click on the next page. So on the next practice, we have the manage jobs and migration and auditing data. So for the auditing purpose, we can see the first we have to schedule the data input job under the overview. So first I'm going to the home page and under the navigator we have the overview, and then we have to select the actions and icon and click on the input and inbox and outbox explorer. So then after we have to select the import data and select the import data, and we have to give the name and select the save and job as a job. So now I am selecting the actions and select the inbox and outbox explorer. So after that you have to upload and choose which file you want. You can select here. So under the import the data, you have the option. So then I am going to actions. Then click on import, create, select the inbox, and have to select the file, source file. So we don't have the source file because we are using the local only in our application. We don't have the system file. So then after we have to we can save the job. So the job name is import job for EN01. EN01. So then you can select the save. So the source file we don't have. We don't have the inbox column. So that's why it will get error. So then go to the activity guide. In the activity guide, next slide, we have the schedule job, and now then we can schedule the job. I will show the how to schedule the job. Then click on the jobs card. So click on schedule job, and I will select the refresh database for my schedule. As per the activity guide, they have given the import job, import data. So now I'm selecting the import and select the time. When you want to put the data, you can select here and click on OK. And you can give the name as data import for EN01 underscore 05. And then click on next. And the next you have to select the format. For that one, you can create the next one. So likewise, you can create the schedule the job. So after that, I'm going to the next slide. So we have the selecting task and task for auditing. So for the doing the auditing task, we have the auditing audit option in our application. So I'm going to the navigator, and under the tools we have the audit option. So in our audit option we have the data. So likewise you can select the data. So as per the activity guide, I will show the remaining process for this one, and to uncheck the data from the approvals to clear the cell detail. So likewise you can clear the all the data. So you can uncheck the data. So likewise you can select this all the data and go to the next slide. Then how to the exporting and deleting auditing data. So how to select the filter option in audit information. Then select the all the task group and actions, and 1 week before date today, and end date is today's date. So then click on apply. So likewise, I'm selecting the filter option and selecting the 1 week before, 1 week before, and today's date, and click on the apply. So the audit information will be appearing in the display after the apply. So likewise, we get the data, all the audit data. So then after we have to select the export. We export all the data, and under the export actions, we have the export option. Then it will export it into the our local system. Likewise, you can see the all the audit data. So then after we can delete the data and select the which you want to. You can select the data and you can delete the record was successfully deleted for the journal. So likewise, you can delete the data. On the next slide, we are the exporting artifacts and data to snapshot. So to export and download the artifact and snapshot, we have the migration option in our application. So I'm going to the migration. So in the migration, we have the artifacts like this documentary repository and core data management and the calculation manager and all the things we have. So we will select the all the details and we can export here. And for the snapshots, we have the after that we have the export the data. So now I'm selecting the exporting data. After all the selecting the categories, we can select the import export option, and you can give the name as suggested in the activity guide, and application export. It will process the exporting data. So likewise, you can export the all the data artifacts. So then after we have to see the snapshots. So in the snapshot page, we have the actions and download the snapshot. Meanwhile, I will close this one. So in the snapshots, we have the options like snapshots, and you want to delete or export or import any one you want to select. So like I'm downloading this one to my PC, you can select the download option. Likewise, you can download the snapshot. So after that, we have the importing data from the snapshot. So now I will show the snapshot how to import the data. So in the application, we have to enter the login details, and after that, we have the when we are creating the application, we have the migration option, and then we can import the select the import file. Likewise, I am showing. So if you have deleted the application, this page will appear here. So then after you have to select here and then click on the import. So back up the application and how the restore the older application. So like this, you can do the all the things in our application. So that's it from my side, Ravli.
Thank you, Janardhan.
Yeah, thanks.